All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Lukmaan IAS. This is DTRS session, daily Takkar Rapid Series, class 96. And we are discussing daily 10 MCQs based on today's current affairs. The lead topic for today is cricket in Olympics. Right. So, ultimately, मतलब include करना ही पड़ा. बहुत सालों से pending था sports में. And even the International Olympics Committee has said that due to popularity of Virat Kohli, this sport has been added, going to be added, we can say. So that's why. But why we are discussing sports? Last 2 years consecutively, they have asked questions related to sports in prelims examination. Major events like they asked about International Test Championship. Last year they asked about the chess. ठीक है, तो that's why we are going to cover this. First time हो रहा है तो इसलिए important है. Yes, a new announcement, geography module for GS Foundation batch is going to start. So yes, you can join the geography module also, or overall foundation batch that is going to start at Lukmaan IAS, and 40 lectures will be dedicated for geography module for prelims as well as mains examination together. The complete syllabus will be completed here. And yes, the first 2 sessions they are starting on 19th of this month, 19th October. So 19th and 20th sessions will be open to all. Okay, so those who are watching this video, they can attend this in online manner. In morning 11 o'clock, we'll have this session. Okay, so you can attend offline also. Those who are in Delhi, you can attend offline also. First 2 sessions are open sessions. And if you like, you can continue after joining the course. Okay? Before starting the session, what we are doing daily, we are discussing one quotation, and that is relevant to our mains examination essay and ethics paper. Now today's quotation is by Woodrow Wilson. He is considered as father of public administration. जिनका public administration optional है उनको पता है, right? So what he is saying here in this quotation, liberty has never come from government. Liberty has always come from the subjects of it, that is basically people of the country. The history of liberty is the history of limitations of the governmental power, not the increase of it. So that is true, right? So the best example, our constitution itself, like Article 21 talks about right to life and personal liberty. And when we say that Article 21, basically it is limitation on power of government, powers of government. Constitution at work, 11th standard NCERT, functions of the constitution. If you read that chapter or topic, तो आपको दिखेगा वहाँ पे कि the most important function of the constitution is to provide limitations on the power of the government, and one of that is fundamental rights that are provided to the people. They act as a limitation on the powers of the government. And liberty, right to liberty, is one such, we can say, fundamental right. So liberty has never come from the government. That means government generally tend to assume more and more power and reduce liberty of the people. This is the case even in modern democracies. Past mein to hai hi, of course, but even in modern democracy. Yes, Hari Krishna, Vijay, good evening everyone, online students. So the statement is true. The liberty has never come from the government. Liberty has always come from the subjects, that is people. The history of liberty is history of limitations. This is true. When we see the evolution of democracy, if we see at the start, largely the government had majority of the power. If we see social contract theory, that originates with Thomas Hobbes. So he talks about strong states. Okay. Later, the original theory is given by Thomas Hobbes, theory of social contract. Okay, then there modifications by John Locke. Thereafter Rousseau, the modern we can say contractarian, we call him Rousseau, and this is how the continuum of power shifts in the social contract theory. Originally the state was very strong, Thomas Hobbes, and people on the other continent, continuum, other end of the continuum. ठीक है, so here first the absolute state. He talked about absolute state and limited powers of the people, we can say the rights of the people, and modified by Rousseau later on, and he said power flows from the people. ठीक है, ऐसा बोला है उसने. तो राइट नाउ यू शुड अंडरस्टैंड कि हिस्ट्री जो है ये लिमिटेशंस ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ पावर, ये लिमिटेशंस धीरे धीरे होते गए हैं बेसिकली, इसलिए बोला गया है ये स्टेटमेंट. ठीक है, अंडरस्टूड दिस. एंड इफ यू सी इंडियाज हिस्ट्री ऑल्सो आफ्टर इंडिपेंडेंस टू, ठीक है, आफ्टर इंडिपेंडेंस, ठीक है, what we have witnessed after independence, the government was very strong or the state was very strong, but the liberal interpretation by the judiciary, especially Supreme Court, from time to time, wider interpretation of Article 21. ठीक है, so wider interpretation has resulted into more and more limitations on the government power, है ना. There are many judgments like 2014 या 15 वाला जो है, what we can say, नहीं IT Act का जो 66A श्रेया सिंगल केस, ठीक है, श्रेया सिंगल केस, basically it is limitation on powers of the government, struck down that particular provision. Okay, so this is one such example. So in past, UPSC has interpreted this in a wider manner, especially the prominent landmark cases. Wider interpretation, limitations on the powers of the government, right? So in this manner we can discuss this. You should give relevance to even Indian Constitution. Fine. Good question. Many students actually miss on this, liberty and freedom. You tell me, any idea? What is your understanding? Scope. See, according to my understanding, the basic difference between these two is, this is liberty is inherent in human. Human is this liberty is basically inside human when human is born. ठीक है, उसको liberty बोला गया है, right? And freedom is given. Freedom is given. Like there can be restriction on the freedom. There can be restriction on the freedom. This is how Article 19 is having some reasonable restrictions. The government is providing freedom, freedom of movement, freedom of assembly, and certain restrictions are provided. So these rights are given to the people. But Article 21, which talks about liberty, that is inherent to human being. ठीक है, and no one can stop the person to exercise this right. That's why Article 21 is not having any restriction as such. ठीक है, बहुत ही एक्सट्रीम केस में हम बोल सकते हैं. इवन नेशनल इमरजेंसी में जो लास्ट वाला जो है इंटरनल डिस्टर्बेंस वाला, जो उन्होंने बाद में चेंज करके आर्म रिबेलियन कर दिया, तो उसमें भी 20 और 21 ऑटोमेटिकली रिवोक नहीं होता है ना. ये जो सेफगार्ड्स बाद में ऐड किए गए थे बेसिकली फॉर दैट पर्पस ओनली. ठीक है, नहीं, पहले ऑटोमेटिकली रिवोक होंगे फंडामेंटल राइट्स, ऐसा प्रोविजन था ना नेशनल इमरजेंसी का. हाँ, तो हाँ, तो उसमें एक्सेप्शन दिया हुआ है ना. हाँ, ऑटोमेटिक नहीं होता, ठीक है, एक्सेप्शन दिया हुआ है. दैट आर्टिकल 20 and 21 इज कैनॉट बी रिवोक्ड, ऐसा है ना. तो बेसिकली इट इज एब्सोल्यूट लिबर्टी, राइट टू लिबर्टी. द फिलोसॉफिकल अंडरस्टैंडिंग इज दिस वन. ठीक है, इनहेरेंट है एंड इट इज गिवन. ठीक है, ओके. नाउ लेट्स डिस्कस today's MCQs. चलिए, what should be answer to this one? Olympic Games 2028, Los Angeles, USA. So this is the first time that cricket will be the part of Summer Olympics. So yes, in past, like in 1900, so the cricket was played, but at that time only two teams were there, France and England. ठीक है, तो वही खेल रहे थे, उसी में मेडल जीत रहे थे. So basically this is incorrect, not for the first time. 50 overs format will be played in the event. No, यहाँ पे 2020 खेलेंगे. ठीक है, it will be 2020 format. Cricket inclusion in Olympic Games has binding condition that cricket must be officially played in at least 50% of the member nations of International Olympic Committee. Yes, this particular caveat is mentioned, but this 50% नहीं है, ये 75% बोला गया. At present, it's not more than 50%. ठीक है, तो अब हम सबको लगता है क्रिकेट वर्ल्ड में इतना फेमस है, सारे लोग देखते होंगे, क्रिकेट से ज़्यादा फुटबॉल है ना. तो ऑफ कोर्स ये बढ़ाना पड़ेगा. BCCI विल वर्क लार्जली ऑन दिस, ज़्यादा कंट्रीज में ये करेंगे. ठीक है, बट दिस इज फैक्चुअली इनकरेक्ट. दिस इज ऑल्सो इनकरेक्ट एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो इनकरेक्ट. D is the correct answer here. Along with this, other 4 sports have been added. One of them is like what you can say स्क्वैश. ठीक है, अलग अलग स्पोर्ट्स, नए स्पोर्ट्स भी ऐड किए गए. हाँ, फ्लैग फुटबॉल. हाँ ठीक है, तो इस तरीके से वो नए स्पोर्ट्स के नाम पता चला. यूपीएससी वो पूछ ले, ये ना पूछ ले. ठीक है. Recently there was a referendum for the rights of indigenous people in which of the following country? पूरे कंट्री में रेफरेंडम हुआ था and that referendum was defeated by the majority vote हम बोल सकते हैं. ऑस्ट्रेलिया में हुआ है. ठीक है, सो B is the correct answer here. जनरली रेफरेंडम जो होता है बहुत बड़ी चीज होती है कोई भी कंट्री के लिए. रेफरेंडम मेजर मैटर्स के लिए किया जाता है. इट इज अ टूल ऑफ डायरेक्ट डेमोक्रेसी. विलफुल डिफॉल्टर. ओके, फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम RBI changes the norms related to willful defaulters. A borrower may be classified as willful defaulter within 3 months of the account being declared as NPA. ये 3 months नहीं है, 6 months है factually. Once the borrower is declared as willful defaulter, there is no provision for compromise settlement. Rather, बाद में scope होता है ना, there is scope for compromise settlement. So borrower and defaulter, उसमें the debtor and the borrower, so there can be a compromise settlement even when the borrower is declared as willful defaulter. तो दोनों यहाँ पर जो है स्टेटमेंट यहाँ पे करेक्ट पूछा हुआ है. अगेन D is the correct answer, right? Okay. Now, with reference to dedicated freight corridors, consider the following statement. Right. At present, there are total 6 proposed dedicated corridors. Okay, हमें 4 लगता है जनरली, नॉर्थ साउथ ईस्टर्न एंड वेस्टर्न एंड नॉर्थ एंड साउथ वाला जो है इस तरीके से. बट there are total 6 dedicated freight corridors. These dedicated freight corridors are basically for goods train movement. Freight corridor हम बोल रहे हैं ना, so it is for faster movement of goods train, high speed. So only high speed trains are being operated on the, and in exception when there is emergency like situation like national disaster or something, natural disaster, something like that, so there can be, we can say, movement of passenger trains along these routes. Currently only eastern dedicated freight corridor and western dedicated freight corridor have been fully operationalized. Now this is also not true. Only EDFC is 100% operationalized. ये वेस्टर्न वाला 100% हुआ नहीं है अभी तक. ठीक है, दिल्ली मुंबई वाला जो है वेस्टर्न वाला. ठीक है. So in explanation we have given map and the corridors, all these things are mentioned here. This one is incorrect, first one is correct, third one is correct. So B is the correct answer here. यहाँ पे देखिए, ओके ये सैंक्शनड है अभी सिर्फ वेस्टर्न और ईस्टर्न. ईस्टर्न लुधियाना से स्टार्ट हो रहा है, इट इज गोइंग टू दांकुनी नियर कोलकाता. ओके देन दिस वन ईस्ट वेस्ट वाला जो है, दिस इज कोलकाता टू पालघर. ओके देन वी हैव नॉर्थ साउथ दिल्ली टू विजयवाड़ा, एंड वी कैन से साउथ ईस्ट वाला जो है विजयवाड़ा टू खड़गपुर, एंड देन इन मडगांव एंड चेन्नई, ये वाला जो है अगेन साउथ वाला जो है. ऐसे 6 प्रपोज्ड है. ठीक है. जनरली गुड्स कॉरिडोर्स और फ्रेट कॉरिडोर्स विल बी ज्वाइनिंग द इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज टू रिसोर्स रीजन्स. ठीक है, इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज टू रिसोर्स रीजन्स एंड इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज टू मार्केट रीजन्स. सो दैट मीन्स किसको कनेक्ट कर रहा है ये जनरली? इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज टू रिसोर्स रीजन फॉर रॉ मटेरियल सप्लाई एंड इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज टू मार्केट रीजन फॉर कंजम्पशन ऑफ फाइनल गुड्स. इस तरीके से याद रख सकते हैं हम, या यूज कर सकते हैं ज्योग्राफी में GS1 पार्ट. देन अमर फाल्कन्स, they visit Indian state of Manipur in number of thousands during October month of the year in their journey from Siberia, Russia region, Siberia to southern Africa during winter. Okay, Manipur, Amar falcons. So the people of Manipur, they conserve this species and protect this species. Also there is celebration, cultural significance is also there. ठीक है. Then sir, what should be our source to study infrastructure? A lot of questions are coming through. Yes, I will talk about that, Anand, in the end. ठीक है. They feed on dragonflies that follow a similar migration path over Arabian Sea. This is also true. Okay, that becomes the food for Amar falcons, and they are protected under Wildlife Protection Act. Yes, one can expect that migratory species. Now new schedule is added in the amended act, if you remember the amendment. So there are total 4 schedules now instead of 6, and that 4th schedule talks about the migratory species. ठीक है, migratory species. All 3 statements are correct here. ठीक है, C is the correct answer. Let's quickly move on to next question. Quantum engine. So quantum mechanics, look at the past question. Qubit, एक ही question अब तक पूछा हुआ है, and it was in news. One let's say students can easily attempt this qubit. ठीक है, quantum bits जिसको हम बोलते हैं. Basically quantum mechanics works on the principle of superposition. Okay, generally we learn about binary state of 0 and 1, or we can say positive and negative, or different kinds of charged particles. Generally we know that there is particle, antiparticle, matter, antimatter. But when we talk about quantum mechanics, they are simultaneously in both positions. Simultaneously in both positions. This principle is used in quantum mechanics, and especially in terms of communication, encrypted communication, तो उसके लिए काफी यूजफुल रहने वाला है आगे चल के. The current prototype engine has efficiency of only about 65%. Now this is factually incorrect. It's 25% only. It works only at very low temperatures close to absolute zero. Absolute zero means minus 273 डिग्री सेल्सियस, या फिर हम बोल सकते हैं 0 Kelvin. Absolute zero. It can be disrupted by even smallest environmental disturbances. This is true. It requires a very we can say unique kind of environment, but the researchers are of view that with advancement in the technology, this efficiency can be further improved. Okay, so they are working in this direction. Now only first statement is incorrect here, these two are correct, B is the correct answer. We can expect now a further understanding of quantum mechanics. एक बार उन्होंने बेसिक पूछ लिया है, आगे चल के अब थोड़ा सा कॉन्सेप्ट के बारे में पूछ सकता है. राइट, पर्शियन लेपर्ड. ठीक है, पर्शियन लेपर्ड लार्जेस्ट लेपर्ड सब स्पीसीज, देयर आर टोटल 9 सब स्पीसीज ऑफ लेपर्ड and among them this is the largest. Then native species of India. Okay, so it is not only native species of India but many of the other South Asian countries, we can say even Southeast Asia. It is simply critically endangered, not endangered. तो ये दोनों स्टेटमेंट गलत है, only one statement is correct here. Okay, Persian leopard. Okay, what about this one? Okay, nanostructured hard carbon florets. Okay, so these florets are developed by not CSIR, ये इंस्टीट्यूट का नाम गलत दिया हुआ है, IIT Bombay. IIT Bombay has developed this. This particular material is going to be very helpful in terms of development of solar heaters. Why? It is very highly efficient in converting sunlight into heat energy. 98% of the energy, sunlight energy, is converted into heat energy. It can be used for gas storage or energy storage, purification, water purification plants. So whenever the solar energy can be used, so this is incorrect. Only 2, again B is the correct answer about this one. Okay, now very specific information regarding Amazon basin. Nico river is the largest of all Amazon tributaries. Generally we read only about Amazon basin countries, which countries are there in part of basin, but tributaries we tend to ignore. ठीक है, लार्जेस्ट वाली याद रख सकते हैं आप. ठीक है, then Manas is the largest city and capital of Amazonas, that particular region. Madeira river is the main tributary of Amazon. ठीक है, इतना important नहीं है actually ये question, just to mention some names of the river. All 3 statements are correct here. Okay, so again I am telling you, इतना nitty gritty में UPSC question नहीं पूछता है. Which of the following rivers is the longest, इतना simple question पूछा हुआ है तो वो नहीं पूछेंगे. ठीक है, UPSC. So you can simply ignore such kind of question or skip if the question is asked also, very specific. हाँ, मधुका longifera folia, this particular topic we are asking. मधुका इंडिका ये पास्ट में आया हुआ है इसी साल. ठीक है, deciduous trees and all. तो अगर PYQ कर दिया है तो you can understand it is evergreen tree found only in India. तो found only in India बोला है. Again, some of the South Asian and Southeast Asian countries are also having this tree. So this is incorrect. It can produce flowers and only in winter season. Again, only बोला है. It can produce flowers and fruits in all seasons. क्यों? Evergreen है ना. One can imagine like this. ठीक है, its fruits are good source of oil. This is true. Okay, and used for cooking, lighting and making soap. So this is true. This one is incorrect and answer is A here. ठीक है, fine. These are 10 MCQs. इस तरीके से दिखता है ये. रूरल एरियाज में ये मधुका इंडिका इज ऑल्सो यूज्ड फॉर अल्कोहल मेकिंग. ठीक है, जो विलेजेस पे लोकल एरियाज में बनता है, महुआ जिसको बोलते हैं. फाइन, ओके देन लेट अस स्टॉप. ठीक है, आपका ईडी का सेशन भी है ना. राइट.